Welcome back to Brandon Sports, everybody. Hope you have an amazing day. I'm here to give you guys my Monday Night Raw review for February 9th, 2026. Before we get into the review, guys, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to your channel for more good content headed your way, share with your friends and family so it can help the channel continue to grow. Now, my overall thoughts about this show was horrible again, and we're going to get through it segment by segment, and what I thought was just a terrible show, lackadaisical show. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and there's nothing that they've given us except for Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. We are still going through Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, but this show is just terrible. A lack of direction, no booking. This show is just terrible. And again, I love doing what I do. I love sitting here in front of you guys talking about it and giving you guys my opinions because I love wrestling, I love professional wrestling. I want to continue to grow the channel, so I do genuinely like coming down and sitting here and telling you guys whether it's good or bad. I'm going to come down here and tell you guys, but this show was terrible again. A lack of direction. They don't care about anything that's going. They don't have any creative ideas, nothing. This show was another lazy booking show. Not only was it lazily booked, the matches were very, very predictable, but again, just no substance to this show whatsoever. No substance to this show at all. Again, always, you guys know, every Monday Night Raw review, I come in here and no pyro to start the show. It's the same visual thing that they always usually do. Then Braun Breaker is hurt and injured, and he's out. And I told you guys, during that table spot last week, I said to you guys, there was no reason to do that. They said he picked up the table, allegedly picked up the table and turned it over and basically messed up his hernia, whatever it was, whether he was working out or I don't care what it was. The reports are saying that they knew he was hurt the whole entire time. And now he was hurt before the Royal Rumble. All these just different reports are coming out about Braun Breaker. Now he's getting surgery. So now he's out indefinitely. Everybody thinks he's going to come back with superhuman strength. And because of this, now his match, maybe if Seth Rollins comes back, is in jeopardy now. There's just companies all over the place. Triple H is getting criticized because people are saying that the WrestleMania ticket sales are low. What do you expect for the ticket sales to be low when TKO is hiking up the price of ticket sales? You shouldn't blame Triple H for the ticket sales. Blame the TKO. The people who should not be in the wrestling business, period. They don't belong in this business. They should not be in the wrestling business because they don't care about professional wrestling, or if you want to say sports entertainment, they don't care at all. And that's the problem with TKO owning this company. They don't care about sports entertainment. They only care about the dollar, the power of the dollar, and themselves. Otherwise, besides CM Punk, I told you guys, I always try to give you guys things that I do like and things that I don't like. There was one thing I liked on this show. Well, actually two things. One thing was CM Punk, spoiler alert, and the other thing was just seeing Natty beat up Roxanne on the show and have Natty be a little bit more serious. Other than that, there was nothing on this show for you to miss. Absolutely nothing. This show was terrible, and we're going to get into it. So the show opens up with Michael Cole welcoming us in, and he says Cleveland was hosting Raw for the 31st time. CM Punk is shown walking backstage and meets up with his wife AJ Lee's back on the show, and they basically walk together in the back. Becky Lynch then shows up behind them and looks upset. We then get separate shots of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky sitting in the empty seats earlier in the day in the Judgment Day in their clubhouse. Cole and Corey Graves then check in from the broadcast table. Cole then confirms that Braun Breaker requires surgery. He's out indefinitely. Graves then questions all of the drama involving Breaker and Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. We then get Becky Lynch interrupts their segment by the announce desk. So Becky Lynch makes her way down to the ring. She's fuming because of AJ Lee. She basically rushes to her entrance. She says there's only so much respect a woman could take. Becky then says she's going to come out with a big announcement to overturn the corruption at the Royal Rumble. But who shows up on her show? AJ Lee's music then hits and interrupts, and she makes her way down to the ring. AJ is skipping around the ring, enters the ring to skip around Becky. Becky then says she wants to know what AJ is doing on her show. AJ then says she isn't here for Becky. She's here to support Maxine, her girl Maxine, who has a match tonight. AJ then says she was planning to hang out in catering for a while. This promo was very, very cringe from the both of them. And I love AJ Lee. I adore AJ Lee. I'm glad she's back in the company, but this return has been less than great in my opinion. And there's no disrespect. I know she's not on the same full-time schedule, but my goodness, the amount of time that's been since she wrestled on WrestlePalooza in September, and then Survivor Series and War Games till now has been a very, very, very stretched out period. And to me, it's kind of losing its luster a little bit, even though she's getting cheered, which I do like the fact that she's being cheered. So Becky then interrupts as she's stammering about how she knows what AJ is doing. Becky then says it is not cute what you are doing. Becky then says AJ is like a little chihuahua, and she keeps barking and yapping in her ear. Becky then says AJ is ruining her life. AJ then says she wants to know how has she ruined Becky's life. AJ then says she hasn't done anything personally except beat at WrestlePalooza and War Games and cost her title at Madison Square Garden. AJ then says she gets what Becky is saying. AJ then says she won her title back so that the water is under the bridge. Becky Lynch claps back and says there is no one under the bridge. Becky then makes random noises and wants to know what will it take to get rid of her. Becky then says there's Elimination Chamber in your hometown, basically Chicago, even though I think she's from Jersey, but because she's married to CM Punk, her hometown is now Chicago. Becky then says, do you want to face her one-on-one? Becky says, do you want me to pummel you into the ground and splatter your blood in front of your family? Becky then says, do you want me to ruin your life? AJ then says she's getting that you are having a nervous breakdown or you just want a match with her. AJ then says she knew that Becky liked her, but she hasn't had a singles match in over a decade, which is true. AJ then says it would have to be special and worth it. AJ then says you are one of the greatest of all time. AJ then says if she beats Becky, what does that make her? AJ then says lucky. AJ then says better than you. AJ then says it makes her number one contender for the title. Becky then says no, many times. Becky then says AJ is not an active member of the Raw roster, so no. AJ then says no title, no match, and she'll go back to Chicago. Becky then eventually utters the word fine. Becky then says if AJ thinks she was held down by the man before you left, you have no idea what you're in for. So apparently at Elimination Chamber, we're going to get Becky Lynch versus AJ for the Women's IC title Elimination Chamber. Which again, I don't know why. I told you guys I didn't want to see this at WrestleMania. So if you're going to give us this Elimination Chamber, that's fine. I do not want to see these two women wrestle at WrestleMania. I'm over this feud. This feud has been going on since August. Since the last time the company was in Saudi, they've been feuding. And this was last year around maybe June, July, August, whichever month it was. Then after that, they wrestled WrestlePalooza. Then she came back at War Games for Survivor Series. So September, November. She came back in January to cost her the title. And then now it's February. So she's been back a total of 4 or 5 times maybe. Again, I don't want to see Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee at WrestleMania. I'm over it. I want to see AJ Lee do something else. How about put her on SmackDown and make the Women's United States Championship picture look a little bit better? Since you're not doing anything and she's barely there. Give her the Women's United States Championship. Give Becky Lynch her win at Elimination Chamber. Have AJ Lee go to SmackDown and go win the Women's United States Championship and make that a great title. They have so many titles. Use AJ Lee and let her do something with it. If the belt's on her, it'll make that belt. She's that great. You put the United States Championship on AJ Lee, she makes the belt because right now they're not putting her in a world title picture. The IC title picture to me should not be Becky Lynch and AJ Lee because we're over this feud. AJ Lee should go to SmackDown and get the Women's United States Championship off of Julia at WrestleMania or Julia at WrestleMania and have AJ Lee make that championship because the company, they don't know what they're doing with that championship. So after that, we get Jimmy and Jey Uso make their way down to the ring for the first match of the night. Listen, this match was a decent match. Otis then misses a splash in the quarter. Jey tags in. They then hit a double spear and a 1D for the win. This was a match that I could care less about. Again, Otis and Tozawa. If I have this stat correct, and if I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section down below that they haven't had a tag team match on Raw besides this number one contender match before this past month. They haven't had a match on Raw since November of 2024. If I'm not mistaken. And you give them the number one contendership, and now they face the Usos. They lost. We all know they were losing. We all know Jimmy and Jey were not losing the titles to Otis and Tozawa. After this match, Tozawa's not happy with the loss, but they shake the Uso and Otis' hands. Tozawa, they all hug in the ring. You know, kumbaya. Byron Saxton then stops by and talks about the Usos and congratulates them on their win. He then asks what is next for them. Jey then gives respect to Otis and Tozawa for the match. Jimmy then says what is next for them is that they are going to remain the best tag team in the game. Jimmy then tells Jey to qualify and win the Elimination Chamber. He then says he needs Jey to get back into the main event again. Here's the problem with this entire promo. Jimmy, why don't you want the main event? Why do you want Jey to have the main event when you've had nothing on your own? The only thing that you've been since you've been back at Bad Blood was you were given tag team titles. Now, you were on SmackDown by yourself, and for some reason your booking didn't go right. So they involved you in Jey's storyline when he won the world title. I always told you guys this, and now I'm saying it. I always thought about this. Jimmy Uso is the more charismatic Uso out of both of them. There's no disrespect to Jey. Jimmy's the better twin. He has more charisma. He's more charismatic. He's the better twin in this situation. Jimmy Uso needs to go on his own run. When he wins tag team titles to somebody else. When he wins the United States Championship on his own. And then he could contend for a world title. Maybe the WWE Championship. I want to see Jimmy Uso have his own push. His own main event. Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso got his push. He had the tag team titles with Cody Rhodes. He had the IC title, and then he had the World Heavyweight title. How about you let Jimmy at least get the another tag team titles by himself, get the United States Championship, and then have him go after the WWE Championship. If he doesn't win it, then fine. But let Jimmy have his own run. He's the most charismatic. He's, no disrespect to Jay, he's the better twin. Not to put them up against each other. I'm not trying to do. But why isn't Jimmy taking the initiative to be in a main event? Why does it have to always be on Jay to be in a main event of these shows? It makes absolutely no sense. If you're a competitor, even though you're a tag team wrestler, you should still want to get yours too. You should still want to be in a main event. I don't understand why the company keeps making Jimmy Uso look like, oh, well, I'm just a brother. I'm here along for the ride. It makes no sense. He's just as good, if not better than Jay. Like I said, it's no disrespect. It ain't personal. We're just talking about wrestling and storylines and booking. Why does he have to be main event Jey Uso all the time? Why you can't be main event Jimmy? Or Big Jim, main event Big Jim? I just don't understand that logic when you're telling one person to go get it, but you don't want it for yourself. It makes no sense. Michael Cole mentioned SmackDown airing on Sci-Fi this week due to the Olympics. We did get a video package of Roman Reigns and CM Punk, which was a great video package. After this video package, we get Liv Morgan makes her way down to the ring with Dominic Mysterio, and Michael Cole wonders if Liv will make her WrestleMania choice. We then see what happened last week when Liv got involved in a street fight. Dominic interrupts Liv so he can properly introduce Liv with a bouquet of flowers and some candy. Liv then says, you can learn something from Dominic, Daddy Dom, whatever the hell she was saying, even though we don't call him that. It's just name it just Dominic Mysterio for Valentine's Day. Liv then says she will give him his gift later. Liv then says last week she put Jade Cargill and Stephanie Valkyrie on notice. Liv then says they are afraid that whoever she picks will lose their title on the greatest of all time. And she holds it for a long time. And the greatest of all, I'm really tired of this Liv Morgan Judgment Day thing. I'm tired of it. I know she has a lot of fans online. I don't care. I don't care about you. Give her the match with Stephanie Valkyrie and just get it over with. This anticipation gives me nothing. You know why? Because Stephanie Valkyrie is not being treated properly on this show like the Women's World Champion that she is. You have her come out and cut promos, which she interrupts this. Let me just get to it so I could just continue my rant. Stephanie Valkyrie Pyro then interrupts. And she comes out. Liv Morgan's not happy. By the way, her music sounds terrible. Stephanie then tells Liv she talks too much. Valkyrie then speaks in Spanish. Liv then asks Dom what did she say. And Dominic says she doesn't want to tell her. Dominic then says she will take care of Dominic says that he will take care of this. Dominic then addresses Stephanie in Spanish. Stephanie then tells Liv that Dom says she is a bitch. Liv then says she would give Stephanie one of her shirts, but Stephanie doesn't fit it. Basically, Dowdy Dominic shirt that she had on. I didn't care about this at all. That's the way I'm reading it. I'm just trying to get you guys information. But it doesn't fit Stephanie. Stephanie then says she wants Liv to choose her so she can kick her ass at WrestleMania. Liv then says she will wait. And she says a nasty word, so Stephanie slaps Dominic. Again, who cares about this? I don't care nothing about this. Nothing about this in-ring promo was good at all. It was annoying. Having Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan right now out there was just annoying me. This entire promo was annoying me. And the reason why it's ignoring me is because Dominic Mysterio has been gone. He has not defended the title since Survivor Series. He's been hurt. They didn't strip the title because I told you guys, this company can't book to save their lives. So they had Dominic hold on to the title because they didn't know what to do with the title. He's been gone. The last time, and I just want to make this clear, Rhea Ripley was stripped of the Women's Championship when she hurt her eye. She was back within a month and a half. Dominic has been gone for almost 2 months now. And they didn't strip him at all, which is absolutely nuts. Again, but the reason why they didn't strip him is because of the title, is because they have nothing in the creative process for him, because this company is just lazy. They're always lazy. They don't know how to book a damn thing, so they're going to have him come out with the IC title and not do anything with it. Again, Liv Morgan doesn't even deserve to win that WrestleMania if we keep it at 100. Stephanie Valkyrie, I'm just not interested in none of this. I like Stephanie Valkyrie. They're not booking her right. Liv Morgan on a microphone with an annoying voice is just annoying. I was aggravated throughout this entire show because I'm just sitting there just watching it. My hands folded like, man, what are we watching? It just makes you, sometimes, when I was in high school, I was like, man, this genuinely makes you embarrassed to be like, you're a wrestling fan. Because how kiddie these storylines are. This is nothing but kiddie. Child's play. That's how bad these writers are. It's child's play, man. This show is so horrible. So after that stupid segment, we get Rhea Ripley. Then because their promo says she's used to having people in the corner, but tonight she's alone against two women trying to cement their legacy. Ivy now then says she is the only one built for the chamber. Lara then says last year's she entered the match and she left as a tag team champion. Ivy then says she is the only one trained in the cage or will punch her ticket to WrestleMania. Lyra then says she returns to the top. Rhea then says she is the only one who can handle the brutality of Elimination Chamber. Lyra Valkyria makes her way down to the ring for the next match of the night with Ivy now in the ring with Ripley. Let's just cut to the chase. Rhea Ripley then hit the Riptide on Lyra for the win. So this entire match was back and forth. I didn't care about it. We all knew that Rhea Ripley was going to win the match. Yes, she's a superstar. I knew she was going to win this match. It was predictable. There was nothing not predictable about this entire show. She won this match. It was predictable. We all know Rhea Ripley is going to win because they're not going to have Lyra Valkyria and especially Ivy Nile, who's barely wrestling on these shows. They're not going to have Ivy Nile pin Rhea Ripley. They're not going to have Ivy Nile pin Lyra Valkyria. And I'm surprised that Rhea Ripley hit the Riptide on Lyra Valkyria and pinned her. I'm surprised that Lyra Valkyria got pinned. I thought they would just pin Ivy now and get it over with. I didn't care about this match. We all knew Rhea Ripley was going to win. The winner of the match was basically Rhea Ripley, and she qualifies for the Women's Elimination Chamber. We then head to the back to the Judgment Day Clubhouse where Liv and Raquel are having a conversation. Dominic shows up. Liv then mentions Dominic's qualifying match, and Dominic says he's going to have to defend. He still got to defend his title. Dominic then tells Finn that JD will be back soon and he can win the tag team titles back. Finn then says he's not done with Punk. Dominic then says everyone is talking about Punk at WrestleMania. He then says the window has closed. Finn then says he doesn't want to be an afterthought, and he asks about his family. So after that, there was a little nice backstage promo. I didn't really care about it because, again, the Judgment Day, I don't know where Roxanne Perez was in this entire night. The Judgment Day, to me, this teasing, going back and forth, and they gonna break up, then they not. I'm tired of it. Triple H, that's the one thing that I have a criticism about that he does, is that he will literally hold on to a storyline, and then he'll hold on to it so long that when you're supposed to get the great finish, it doesn't come, and then it just blows over. Ask Chad Gable and Otis about that. When the entire crowd was cheering for them to do it, they didn't do it. The New Day's heel turn didn't do it right. They do nothing right in this company. Just nothing. It is completely awful. Road to WrestleMania, my ass. This is terrible. We then see CM Punk in there. Then we see that CM Punk will have an interview with Michael Cole. Vic Joseph is the interviewer in the arena. He is with Javon Evans. I didn't see this because this must have been on commercial break. Vic then asked Evans, how did it feel to win on Raw? Evans says he got a W last week. He was excited. Evans then says he wasn't 100%, maybe 30 or 40%. Evans then says he got some help from Grande Americano. Evans then says we are going to have a good time in Cleveland. Vic then brings up the tag team match against the Americanos, and he asks who's the mystery partner. Evans says if he tells you, it won't be a surprise. Vic then mentions Evans' qualifying match next week. Evans says he is excited, and if he wins next week, he will have good momentum. Evans then says if he wins the chamber, he will wrestle at WrestleMania. We then get Michael Cole is in the ring, and he mentions the CM Punk and Roman Reigns match, but Finn Balor interrupts. He says everyone is focused on the future, that people forget what happened 2 weeks ago when he left the champion in the ring like a wounded dog. Finn then says Punk is hurt because he's the one that hurt him. Finn then says he is not going to step aside and let Roman take the credit for what he did. Finn then says Roman took advantage of the top rope breaking when he had Roman beat in the ring. Finn then says he is tired of being an afterthought and being pushed around. Finn then says he wants Punk and he wants him in the Elimination Chamber. Finn then says, you beat me on my home turf and I'm going to beat you on yours. Adam Pearce then comes out and yells at security to come out with him. Pearce then says, we are not doing business like this. Pearce then says, you had your shot and it's too late. Adam Pearce, I just want to stop this right now. Adam Pearce annoys the hell out of me. He really does. I know you can say, well, everything annoys you. Yes, it does. In this type of show, yes. But Adam Pearce and his screaming and yelling on the microphone and not being able to change up the character when he needs to is just annoying to me. A lot of people like Adam Pearce. I like Adam Pearce too. Don't seem like a bad dude. But when we're talking about any character of the actual person, this is annoying to me. It's frustrating watching this show and have him be on the microphone and just yell and yell and yell. We're not doing business like this and blah, blah. It's just, he's an annoying general manager now. Just turn him heel and do something else. The fact that we have two babyface managers just says too much about the show anyway. I know we don't want heel management because we had that for almost 12 years on Raw. But this is just ridiculous. This entire segment was good with CM Punk. Finn then asks if it's too late like the Royal Rumble. Pearson says the title match at WrestleMania is set. He then tells Finn to leave the ring. so Cole can interview Punk or have his men do their job. CM Punk music hits, and he makes his way down to the ring. Pearson tells Punk not to go into the ring where Finn is. Punk then enters the ring anyway, and Finn Balor leaves the ring and goes on top of the announce table. Pearson tells everyone to relax, and Punk takes Pearson's microphone, which prompts Adam Pearce to get another microphone. Punk then says he sees Finn in front of him. Punk then says, "You are not an afterthought. You are my first thought." Punk then says, "You don't deserve a title match, but you deserve an ass beating." He then tells Finn to enter the ring with him. Finn then says he won't fight for no reason. He then tells Punk to put the title on the line, and he will finish what he did 2 weeks ago. Punk then says Cleveland would love to see you try, so let's do it. Pearce then tells Punk he is crazy. Punk then says he is crazy, and he beat Finn in Belfast, and he will do it in Chicago. Basically, Belfast and Chicago. Pearson tells Punk no. Punk then says he wants all of the juice. He then says he wants the match, or he will take the rest of the show, kicking Finn's teeth down his throat. Pearson says Punk will face Finn Balor at Elimination Chamber, but the way they set up this thing was, you're not going to face him, fine, it's official, you're going to face him at Elimination Chamber, and the crowd starts booing because Adam Pearce did that on purpose, which I know the company told him to do that. But, okay, fine, you want a match against him? You're going to face him at the Elimination Chamber. So let's say it's going to be in Cleveland, and the crowd is booing because they should be rightfully so booing. Rightfully so, they should be booing this. You should just put the match on for tonight. If you really want to save your WrestleMania main event, you should have put it on tonight. Because now if you go to Elimination Chamber and Finn Balor wins the title, what you going to say? Listen, I like Finn Balor. I like that they're giving him a push. But at the same time, besides that win he got on September, the last time Finn Balor had a win on Raw in a singles match, I think it was September of 2023? A singles match victory, not a tag team match, but a single match victory. The last victory he had was in September 2023. At least build him up. He lost. He should have been in the Royal Rumble to make himself look stronger. Just booking malpractice. This show was completely awful again. Besides CM Punk, which I'm about to get into his promo now, besides him and this Finn Balor thing, besides Finn Balor running out of the ring, the CM Punk promo was good. Punk then looks at Cole and he says they were supposed to have an interview, so he asks Cole if he has any questions. Cole then asks Punk why would he jeopardize the main event of WrestleMania for that. Punk then says he does not like jeopardize. Punk then says he has not jeopardized anything. Punk then says he is building on greatness. Punk then says he will be a fighting champion everyone deserves to see on Monday night. He says he wants to be 1% better every week. Punk then says he will fight anyone, anywhere, and anytime to prove that he is the best in the world. It's a given and passionate promo. I just can't be passionate because I'm not him to be able to cut this promo. I'm just reading it to you. But he's cutting his promo passionately, which is actually really a great promo. CM Punk has been doing phenomenal work this entire year. It's a shame that Roman Reigns, I think there's 10 Monday Night Raws before we get to WrestleMania, and he's only going to make 5 of them. He's only going to make 5 Monday Night Raws in between WrestleMania. And then you guys wondered why I said I did not want to see this match. It should have been Seth and Roman, even though that entire plan got messed up, and now it should be Cody Rhodes. This right here is prime for Cody Rhodes. If you didn't want Roman Reigns to show up, you should just put him on SmackDown and have him go after Drew McIntyre, if that was the case. So we get Roman 5 times out of 10 times. It's just so ridiculous. Just so ridiculous. It's WrestleMania season, and this guy's treating it like he don't care. Punk says he would fight anyone, anywhere, like I said before, anytime to prove that he's the best in the world. Punk then says he is not jeopardizing anything. Punk then says he knows that without any risk, there is no reward. Punk then says he is humbled to know that it can end at any night, any city, at any time. Punk then says that ish ain't gonna happen. Punk then mentions Roman, and you say you hate him. Punk then says he doesn't believe him. Punk then says you don't hate what he is trying to build. Punk then says you hate that you know you can't do a damn thing to stop it. Punk then says there is one way WrestleMania ends. Punk then says that his hand will be raised, and the ring announcer saying, and still World Heavyweight Champion CM, and the crowd says Punk. So that was a really good promo again by CM Punk. Again, I feel bad for CM Punk that for majority of these Monday Night Raws, he's going to be there by himself. And this, by the way, this little feud between him and Finn Balor is just a little feud to, I guess, smooth over the fact that Roman Reigns won't be there. Again, I wanted Roman Reigns back in the title picture because they weren't doing anything with the title picture and they had nobody because of Seth Rollins' injury. This is all about Seth Rollins being hurt. But now it's just, if you're not going to make the appearances, man, then just stay home. at this point. And I love Roman Reigns. I love Roman Reigns when he was the big dog. Always had his back when he was the big dog. Obviously, the tribal chief and the Shield, everything. I thought Roman Reigns was amazing. From when I first saw him, I thought he knew he was going to be very good. Vince McMahon's booking kind of stopped that. But again, I always thought that Roman Reigns was really, really good. And to see him come this far, and he's earned it. I mean, he's completely earned it to not be there. But this WrestleMania season, man, just make the appearances. You're not even wrestling. Just make the appearances, cut promos. This better be a good draw to WrestleMania and a better road to WrestleMania rather, because this doesn't look like it. We then head to the back where Adam Pearce gets confirmation that Finn is out of the building. This is my problem again. We're going to stop for a second right here. Every week I keep telling you guys that anytime somebody does something, what does this buffoon do? I can't take this. So a guy is on your show, he's causing havoc, so the first thing you do is kick him out of the building. How many weeks in a row are you going to kick somebody out of the building? I feel like yelling so bad, but I don't want to. I don't have the energy to yell. This show and the booking of this show is terrible. I'm not going to keep sugarcoating it. I haven't sugarcoated it at all. I'm not going to hold my opinion because people are going to get mad that this show is this bad. These guys will be paying so much money to be writers and to be in WWE. The dream that so many, even fans might have, or anybody else who works hard in life would like to be a part of wrestling, even though they don't want to wrestle in the ring. And you guys got people back there who are booking these shows, who are writing these promos, who are writing these backstage segments that just can't do it the correct way. Why are you continuously kicking somebody out of the building every single week? My God, man, it just doesn't. Every week, Raquel Rodriguez, LA Knight, Braun Breaker, now it's Finn Balor. Somebody gonna get kicked out next week. Somebody gonna get kicked out the building next week. Maybe CM Punk if Roman Reigns shows up. This is ridiculous, man. Whatever. Paul Heyman then shows up. He gives Pearce props for being better than he thought. He then says you pushed Braun Breaker to the point where Braun popped a hernia because he was working out. He then says that is a major surgery and is your fault. Pearce then says he's a general manager and he knows that Braun is the key to the future of WWE. He then says no one besides you wants him back faster than him. He then says Austin Theory has a qualifying match tonight and he tells Paul not to get involved or any of his guys. Paul then asks, is that a request or a declarative statement? Pearce then says consider this a threat. Logan then asks Pearce what he would do if they get involved. He then tells Pearce it is a rhetorical statement. He then says he is the biggest star to come out of Cleveland. Cleveland starts booing him. Reed then tells Logan that Pearce isn't Logan's problem, he is. I ain't care nothing about this. I didn't. You had Logan Paul and Adam Pearce facing basically flinching out and basically trying to scare him. It didn't work. Who cared about this? Anyway, we get Natty making her way down to the ring to fight Maxine Dupree. This is very, very short. The match starts off with Dupree applying an ankle lock, but Natty rolls through to escape. Natty then hits a punch. Dupree then hits an arm drag and a round kick. Natty then goes to the floor, and Dupree follows and puts Natty in an ankle lock. Natty then kicks Dupree into the ring steps and the ring post. Natty then sends Dupree onto the announce desk. Natty then adjusts the announce desk. Natty then hits a flapjack onto the announce desk. Natty then punches Dupree, and the referee calls for the bell because he gets a 10. He's basically doing a count out. After that, the singles match ended a double count out. After the match, Natty hits more punches and she applies a sharpshooter on the announce desk. AJ Lee's music hits and she makes her way down to the ring to check on Dupree. And Natty then releases the hold and leaves through the crowd. AJ and the referee then help Dupree to the back. And Becky Lynch attacks AJ from behind and sends her into the ring post. I knew that happened. I knew it was going to happen. I did not want to see this match between Natty and Maxine Dupree because we didn't care about it. I just want to see Natty take her down and beat her up. That was great. Whoever wrote that, I'll give you credit. That was good to beat her up. We didn't need no match, one-on-one. Just beat her up. She's introducing a new character. She should not be in a match. Whoever thought about the match, they should just had her beat her ass backstage, drag her out to the ring, then hit the sharpshooter, and then have AJ Lee come out. Why would you even start a match? It shouldn't have been a match, period. And if it is a match, it should have been a squash match. Oh, well, Maxine Dupree just held the IC title. Let me ask you guys something. Is she ever going to hold it again? Probably not. So she should have got squashed. Natalya elevates, Natty disrates. So if you disrating people or eviscerating people, then she should have got that when the bell started. But fine, double count out. Now they both lose. What good does it do for Natty? What good does it do? Nothing. And by the way, Natty, your facial expressions are coming off a little bit forced. Change this facial expression To just be natural. Let it naturally be you being angry and not making faces because you're there to make faces. No. Just be natural with an angry face and that's it. And you'll come a long way in this. But again, I knew that Becky Lynch was going to attack AJ Lee too. I saw that coming from a mile away. The crowd starts cheering and then you hear it. She goes there and attacks her again. The same thing. I forgot who did this before, when you help somebody backstage and they come and attack you. It's the same rinse and repeat recycle crap that we get all the time for the past decade plus. It's the same thing. LA Knight then cuts a promo and says he can see the vision. LA Knight then sees it everywhere. LA Knight then says, what did they do 2 months ago? LA Knight then says he was sitting on the shelf. Then he got to eliminate members of the division and he got to finish them one by one. He says Braun took himself out and got off easy. He then says Austin Theory drew the straw short. LA then says he will take Theory's opportunity to go Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. We then head to the back where Grande wants to know where his personas are. I don't know what this says are. Rayo then says this is his familia and that they are the best. Bravo then says that people of Cleveland have no culture or respect. I'm not reading no more. I'm not reading no more of this. I don't care about nothing about this promo. I don't care about nothing about them. I'm not going to continue to keep doing this every single week. I don't understand this company. I just don't understand what they see in this. This is horrible. Nobody, and for the life of me, nobody cares about the Grande Americanos. I don't understand this. My goodness, this is just... I'm just so annoyed about how terrible this is. Again, why do you watch it? Because I love wrestling and I want to cover it because I've been doing it. I just want it to be good. If this is good, it will be so much of a better time talking about this show. This is horrible. It's just terrible. Los Americanos make their way down to the ring. I wasn't reading the rest of that promo. They make their way down to the ring. After that, Javon Evans' mystery opponent comes out, and when that popped up on the screen that he was having a match against Bravo and Rayo, I said, you know what? Javon Evans is going to have a match, and his tag team partner is going to be the original El Grande Americano. And guess what, people? It was the original El Grande Americano. So I was right again. This match, I didn't care nothing about it. Classico then hits a diving headbutt for the win. And after the match, Grande hits some clotheslines to Evans and Classico. Grande then goes after Classico's mask, but Classico hits a snap mirror and a kick. Classico goes for Grande's mask, and he's able to escape to the floor. Again, I don't care nothing about this. I don't care nothing about Classico Americano, Grande Americano, Bravo and Rayo Americano, and Javon Evans being associated with this is just further proof that you guys should have gave him the NXT Championship or the NXT North American title in NXT. You guys wasted everything that Javon Evans did in NXT to bring him to the main roster, to waste his abilities on this show and this production. Javon Evans is going to be a superstar if you let him. And the powers that be, for whatever reason, because that was a story that came out a couple of months ago. Oh, they see him being a star, but they don't see him being a franchise guy. Again, I tell you guys, these people don't know how to book a damn thing, and it's a shame. You see superstar potential on Javon Evans, and yet, we only see star potential. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your rabbit ass mind? And by the way, according to WrestleVotes on Fightful Select, they're talking about at WrestleMania, they want Chad Gable, which is the original Grande Americano, versus Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano at WrestleMania because they think it's going to be a good match. And this is why I tell you, it's embarrassing sometimes to act like you're sitting here and want to sit up here and watch wrestling. I'm going to read it to you right now. After weeks of build-up and surprise the return of Chad Gable as the original El Grande Americano at the 2026 Royal Rumble, WWE is moving forward with the showdown of El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. It's planned for WrestleMania 42. According to WrestleVotes, during a Q&A session on February 9th, 2026, the company is fully committed to the match and believes it is a major draw. WWE sees the money here. This is making the Mania card. It's a surefire WrestleMania match, and it makes the WrestleMania card either way. Again, this is why whoever's booking this show, Triple H, needs his head examined. Why are we doing this to Chad Gable? He's one of the great wrestlers of today's time, and we're sitting here putting him behind a mask. Ludwig Kaiser can do a better job without the mask. All you have to do is push these guys right. And you're sitting here putting these guys in a mask. You put Pete Dunne and a New Catch Republic, the other dude. When this division is lacking tag teams, this company is completely brain dead and they're awful. This road to WrestleMania that we're going on has been nothing but crap. We get a promo from Penta. He says he is sick of hearing about LA Knight, Austin Theory. Then he says he's used to this pressure. LA Knight, this says he cannot be focused on just one theory. says he will cement his spot at WrestleMania. Penta then says he will show the world who he is in the main event of WrestleMania. We all know he's not going to the main event of WrestleMania. We all know that they're not going to get to Penta. Jesus, man, it's just so predictable, these matches that they give us. Vic Joseph is in the interview area. He brings out Lara Valkyria and Bayley. He then brings up Lara losing tonight. Lara then says that is some serious insight. She then says, where is it when she wins? Bayley then cuts her off and says she doesn't have to give up. She then says they'll pick themselves up. Bayley then says she has a qualified match next week against Natty and Asuka. By the way, I don't think the company's going to let Bayley win that match. They're probably going to give it to Asuka. She then says she was taken out of WrestleMania and she didn't get a chance to do what she wanted to do with her tag team partner. She then says she's going to win next week and redeem herself for them. She then says they belong in the top spots. She then says they are one of the best tag teams, and if Adam Pearce gave them a chance, you would see. Vic then asks what getting back to WrestleMania means for her. Bayley then yells at Vic. She says their moment was taken from her. She then says they pick themselves up, move on, and we get better every day. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care about, I told you guys, they're putting Bayley and Lara Valkyria in the tag team because they don't know how to book for individuals. So they're putting all these individuals, these top names that are supposed to be in the women's division, and they're putting them in tag teams. I repeat myself every single week. Putting them in tag teams because they don't know how to book them. And because they don't know how to book them, they're putting them in tag teams so that they don't have to try. Lazy booking again. I don't care about Bayley and Lara Valkyria. We get a backstage segment with Obafemi. It's a vignette. It's a vignette of Obafemi after he was out there for the past week. He was on Raw and SmackDown. Instead of him come out there and crush somebody, which, again, I wasn't really fond of that anyway, you have him cut a vignette after he's already been there. Instead of saying, you know what, this show gonna be awful, these past 2 weeks, put a vignette and then have him come out this week on a better crowd. Lord have mercy. We take a look at what Gunther did last week. We did see Gunther with Byron Saxton. The first thing that we see Gunther on the TV is he's just laughing. He's laughing. I'm like, man, what are you doing? Who is writing this? Why is the guy who's supposed to be the most serious heel in the company always laughing? What's so funny? Gunther says he couldn't care less about Dragon Lee. Fine. That's good. Gunther then says he is looking forward to WrestleMania. Byron then mentions his qualifying match. Gunther then says his road should be set after what he did to Bill Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles. Gunther then says instead it starts next week. Gunther then says the result will be the same. Gunther then says he'll walk out of WrestleMania the new WWE champion. Good for you. I don't care about Gunther no more. I'm tired of it. The laughing. Yeah, you made him look like a monster last week. You made him beat up Dragon Lee last week, and then you have him come out on the show. Oh, here laughing. As soon as he comes on, he's laughing about what he did. Stop with the laughing. Have him be more serious and be more of a demeaning person. What is this laughing? It's announced next week that we're going to get Gunther versus Javon Evans and Dominic Mysterio in the qualifying match. We all know that that's going to go to Gunther. Unless somebody costing the match will be Dragon Lee if he interferes. Other than that, Gunther's going to win the match. Predictable again. Then we get announced Bayley versus Asuka versus Natty. They're probably going to pin Bayley and give it to Asuka. And if not Asuka, maybe Natty. If they give it to Bayley, I'll be shocked. And AJ Lee will be on Raw next week again, which will be another in-ring promo, which will be awkward and just downright cringeworthy like she had with Becky Lynch earlier tonight. Again, it is what it is. Penta makes his way down to the ring for the main event of the night with LA Knight and the Vision that follows. We get Logan Paul and Bronson Reed come out there. So basically, in this match, Knight then waits for Theory to get up, and Logan Paul comes to the ring, and Knight hits a clothesline. He then hits a dropkick through the ropes on Logan. Reed then hits a running body block and an elbow drop. Reed then goes up while Logan distracts the referee. Reed then hits a tsunami. Pierce then finally comes out to the ring with security. Theory then hits a stomp to Knight, but Penta pulls Theory to the floor because Austin Theory went for the 1-2-3 count, but Penta pulled him out, pulled him to the floor. Penta then hits a super kick to Theory. Theory then hits a back body drop to send Penta onto the announce desk. A mask-hooded man hits a super kick, then a stomp to Theory, and throws him back into the ring. Theory and LA Knight are down in the ring. Knight then gets up, and he kicks Theory and hits him with the BFT for the win. The winner of this match was LA Knight. After the match, Heyman complains to Pierce about the mystery man. Knight then plays to the crowd. The executive producer credits are shown. Knight then leads through the ropes and tells Heyman to tell the Vision he's coming for them. Knight then stands tall and celebrates as the show comes to a close. I want to repeat myself one more time. This show is absolutely terrible and absolutely horrible. And if you guys disagree, it is what it is. You guys have a title to your own opinion, but that's what's great about being on Brand Sports View and commenting down below your opinions. I want to hear everybody's opinions on this. This show is terrible and it's horrible. This show is terrible and horrible, and I'm just quite frankly sick of it. You're on the road to WrestleMania. This is what you give us. It's February. I know WrestleMania is in April, but give us something that's worthy of building up to. The Royal Rumble, I told you guys, was a D plus. Then these past couple of Raw has been terrible. These shows are awful, and I'm not sugarcoating it. I could not just sit up here and not tell you that it's not bad. It's bad. Now we have another mask guy. This time he has gloves on so nobody can see what skin color he does. Even though when you look at his mask and you see the cutout area, he looks like a white guy behind the mask. So who is it? We don't know. Are they doing it because if Seth Rollins gets cleared, it's going to be him? And by the way, Austin Theory got pinned again. I thought he was the future Paul Heyman. Austin Theory's supposed to be the future, but yet he's still continuously getting pinned. Penta is not doing a damn thing, and you can't pin him? But all of a sudden, you got to pin Austin Theory that you want us to believe in Austin Theory. You want us to like Austin Theory, but you continuously keep pinning him. What's the point? If he's supposed to be protected and he's the future, I told you guys, when the Vision was came about and they got rid of Seth Rollins, that every single time this team is going to take a pin, they are going to pin Austin Theory. But then Paul Heyman goes on a promo on a microphone every single week and wants us to give a rat's ass about Austin Theory. No disrespect. We don't care. The writing and the booking of these shows are terrible. This show was so bad. I was so tired I wanted to fall asleep, but I didn't. I said, you know what? I got people to entertain, and I want people to have a great review from me. If the show's not going to be good, my critique and my review is going to be better than the show. And that's exactly what it was, because this show is terrible. Absolute garbage. The only thing that was good about the show was CM Punk's promo about being the best. And a good job on CM Punk for making all these dates, even at an older age. And Natty beating up Maxine Dupree on the table, that was a good call. Other than that, this entire show was boring. This entire show was lackadaisical. And you got Michael Cole commentators talking about, oh, this is the road to WrestleMania. It really doesn't feel like it. Predictable match after predictable match. We all knew LA Knight was going to win. We all knew Rhea Ripley was going to win. This show was just... Again, I'm glad to be in front of you guys doing my review. Hope you guys enjoyed my review tonight. I enjoy doing my reviews, but I'm not sugarcoating nothing. This show is horrible. The booking is horrible. And the road to WrestleMania is going to be met with nothing. No applause, just nothing. A bland look. This outcome of this show, especially when you want to put the Los Americanos on a show, or El Grande Americanos on the show. You have Penta doing absolutely nothing. He needs to reunite his brother. How many times I gotta say that every single week? WWE is truly a terribly booked show. And it lands at the feet of Triple H. But I don't even blame Triple H. All of it now. I give him 80% of the blame. The other 20% goes to TKO. And the last days could always want to overprice people. And then you wonder why WrestleMania tickets aren't selling. And then there was a story reported by Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful and FightfulSelect.com that there are bars and restaurants that can't replay WrestleMania. Even if you pay the licensing fee, you still can't show WrestleMania. And that's why they said that tourism is going to be down. Because a lot of people can't afford to go to these shows. Because some of these tickets are $23,000. Which is damn near a down payment on a house. And you want us to be able to, regular people, to pay $23,000 to go to a show. And if they can't make it to a show, they'll go to the bar and try to watch it, but now you're going to block that. I'm telling you, TKO owning WWE was a giant mistake made on the part of Vince McMahon. It should have went to somebody who actually cares about the business and wants the business to succeed instead of being money hungry. Because that's what TKO is, a money hungry organization that does not care about the wrestling fans and the fandom. They don't love this business like we do. And I say we, I mean me and all you guys are watching my review. And the millions of other wrestling fans who turned away from this product because it got so bad when Vince McMahon was in charge 12 years ago when he made Raw 3 hours and everything else. This show is a complete joke. SmackDown is a complete joke. And this company is a complete booking malpractice, and it's a failure. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys felt about this show, about each segment. You can comment whatever you want. I'll hit the like button. I'll hit the thumbs up for you guys. I'll respond back to the comments. Let me know how you guys felt about this show and where you guys stand with Monday Night Raw. I think it's horrible. Let me know what you think. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button to the channel for more good content headed your way. Share with your friends and family and help the channel continue to grow. I thank you for subscribing, and I'm very, very much appreciative of everybody who's checking in and tuning into my reviews. Until next time, guys, see you real soon.